This will be
Dream journal open.
after I shit on YouTube. This will be the first time it works. No problems.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my YouTube boiler window open.
It worked. All you gotta do is shit talk your streaming software and it'll work first try.
It's like, normal relationship behaviors,
yes.
right?
Okay, so I guess we're live because YouTube just went live automatically this time. That's cool. So all of this is on the recording. Great. Welcome to Destination Divergence.
They know us so well.
Absolutely. The party has recently taken quite a lot of downtime. That was actually most of the last episode, was just some conversation, some roleplay, and quite a lot of downtime. Some projects were finished, some new projects were started. I don't believe anything has been... Oh, yes, the Eldritch Claws were finished, and so Nakara is now in possession of those.
Hell yeah.
Today is the day that you've been waiting for, the day where House Orion will have finished the party bus that Drost commissioned, or at least the prototype of it. And actually, it is now 7 p.m. in the evening of that day. It has been a full day of downtime for you today, so getting close to evening already. So, what will you all do?
How much downtime?
Oh, I forgot to mention that to you. Yes, you guys had quite a lot of downtime recently. It was 20 days, right? Was that it? Let me calculate that.
Yep,
Ooh.
20 days total.
I definitely finished my work on the Orion harness.
Oh, great. Okay, I'll send you the updates for that. Here, I should have handled that between sessions. Apologies, but this is important that I get that to you real quick. Where is it? I have the completed stats for it somewhere. Here it is. Okay, so I've added it to my my collection. It should show up for you on your character sheet as an option to take sometime within the next 15-20 minutes. Just the complete Orion prototype harness instead of the one you currently have. Just swap that out. You'll be able to see the stats on that. Hopefully it'll show up relatively soon, but D&D Beyond sometimes has a little bit of lag on that.
Lag? No.
I'll go ahead and post the stats in Discord so you have something to read in the meantime. There you go. So that's what it upgrades to.
Jesus.
It is... Hold on, did I actually finish this? This is in addition to what it already does. So it's definitely getting more complicated. But those are the mechanisms on either side that were mentioned on the item previously that were non-functioning, but this is the function of them. Alright, so you finished that. What do you do with the rest of your downtime? Just out of curiosity.
It's a good question. I think I'm going to craft an actual bag of holding, one that does not take up one of my art. Or I forget what it's called. My infusion.
Okay.
Yeah, infusion.
So you have the formula for that ready. So to craft that, bag of holding is a common, or is it an uncommon?
It is. I have it. It
Uncommon.
is uncommon.
So that'll take you 14 days and 200 gold pieces to complete.
So I'll put it in 4 days.
Very good. Alright, so some of the projects were finished. I believe Faye finished the first step of their defense tattoo, barrier tattoo rather, and are moving on to the next one. Drost and Milo's worked quite a lot on Drost's personal project. Nakarth finished a few things actually. You finished the research for the Dream Key as well, right?
Yes.
Uh,
That's a quick
Yeah.
project.
I haven't
Hopefully.
crafted one quite yet, but you have the research done at least.
Yeah, I think I'm like halfway to
Leroy, I
one.
believe, helped a bunch of people on the projects and then did more research on his Rod of the Pact Keeper. Anyone else do something I'm forgetting? I think that was it. Yeah, it's been a few weeks as you waited for House Orion to finish work on Drost's schematics, turning them into reality. In some level of function. I guess you'll see that when you get to House Orion. But it is the end of the day on the day that you are finally able to go and pick it up, if you so choose. And so, what do you all do?
Why don't we go pick it up?
Let's get it.
All right.
Mission? You said the party bus?
Oh yes, I guess you were missing for that too. Drost has been drafting up some schematics for something. I guess I'll let Drost explain it a bit. And in fact, when you get there, I guess you'll have a pretty good description of it too.
Well, we could just let the DM describe it, but it is essentially a very large wagon, like 30 feet in length, kind of large, that is designed to be a mobile base with places to sleep, places to cook, like potentially crafting benches, and basically it's everything you need to be an adventurer just on the go.
It's an RV.
Yeah.
It's literally
It's
like
an
an RV.
adventurer's RV. Yep.
I love it. I'm so
All right.
into it.
So, as part of your dealing with Aseo, he took Drost's schematics and brought them to House Orion's engineers to have them work with House Cannith on actually creating the thing as research into a potential new vehicle for House Orion to use, just in general. That's how he passed it off. And so they're creating that and getting you guys the first prototype of it in exchange for them to have the ability to mass produce them for their own purposes in the future. Access to that intellectual property, etc.
Can't believe we gave House Orion SWAT tanks.
This can't come back to bite us in the ass.
They would have made them on their own eventually.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
you all are actually, now that I think of it, you're all actually staying at House Orion now. That is another thing that Karik might have missed, as that was offered to you as well, instead of staying at Taps Inn. A, it helps you keep up appearances that you're really House Orion members now, and B, it's a little bit better worded against prying eyes and infiltrations.
Have we gotten any more flack from House Liarendar or no?
No, but they've been
Yes,
watching.
occasionally those of you who have higher passive perceptions would have noticed during your business, if you ever left House Orion, there would likely be a... we had this discussion last week, whether it was a crow or a raven, and we decided which one it was. Now I can't remember. It's a
Raven.
So there have been...
Carrick is definitely keeping his dragon mark covered at all times.
Very good.
I say we spend the next 6 months on a whisper campaign to alienate the public against ravens. Then they don't get spies.
Perfect. So, as you all gather in the evening after your individual day's work, some of you have worked together, some of you worked on your own projects, and some of you have just recently completed something, in the case of Nakarth. And you all walk down to the same room that you got the harness that Karik now wears, that you were led to previously, which functions as sort of a large laboratory room where House Orion and House Cannith engineers work together on various projects. And inside, you do find pretty much the first thing you see in the room is a giant wagon, as Dross described. And I don't know, Drost, if you want to give a more detailed description of it or not.
I was gonna let you decide on the details of it.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, what you wanted to give us right away. So my general thought was it has an I don't know if expandable is the right word, almost retractable part where the horse is attached. What is that? The yoke.
Yep.
So you can basically have either 4 or 8 horses pulling it at a time, depending on weight required, like how much weight is in it, how fast you want to go, that kind of thing. It's got an upfront seating area where the driver sits with, whoever else is up there. It's got actually a door to that area. It's like a full-on door and little staircase down into the main area, where it's got like almost benches and a table, like a mini living room. It's got, let's see.
I think a
And that's
detail
a
that
table.
I
I
liked
think-
previously you had mentioned is like supplies to quickly set up hammocks that extend from it, something like that.
Well, yeah. So I was gonna say, there are hammocks on the
There you go.
walls on rotating hooks. So the walls actually unhook from the roof, and the roof becomes sort of an open pavilion to the inside. And then the hammocks swing out so that they're still like facing down, so you can either be in them on the walls suspended, like what during travel, or they'll be on the ground as the walls lower and open up when you're like camped.
Very good. Another detail I'll add as well is there's various supplies and equipment. Dross made sure that there's basically a tiny portable smithy included. Can't do a ton of work on there, but you could get some stuff done. Things like that. I'm sure any of you other party members could have requested various bits of supplies as needed that could hold out from it. But yeah, it's basically a mobile base for you guys.
Can Faye have a barrel of diamonds worth 300 gold apiece? Practice casting resurrection spells? Or for other reasons?
That's a little bit pricey for House Orion right now, but
Pushing it a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
got like
500
a small
gold.
loom. That would
yeah,
be cool.
that could certainly be included.
in the little eaves under the roof bit up top. There's extra storage space, like a ladder that goes up to it. I'm trying to remember all the things that I was like brainstorming to go in, but I also didn't want to include too much. Just
Yeah,
so
I
it
remember a
wasn't,
few
like,
things that I
too
vetoed for
much
now,
stuff.
but I think at the very least, like basically convenient artisans' tools, crafting station type stuff is good enough. You know, basically like a kitchen and a living space and that kind of thing. Rudimentary, more like a step above camping gear, but still, it's better than camping gear. And it's all mobile, and you can store stuff in it, which is great.
And big enough for a Goliath
Yes.
or two.
Yeah, it's your party bus / RV / mobile base. But it is worth noting that this is a prototype that House Orion has created, so you guys may or may not uncover things about it as you go.
Oh boy.
Alright.
So
Neat.
that's our prize.
This is incredible.
Yeah, let's break it in.
Bravo.
Hell yeah.
You thought of this, Frost.
The forest.
Yes, it was much less difficult than anything magic. It's just wood and metal.
Now I believe we still have just one loose end before we leave town. I can't remember if we decided we're leaving it or not.
Clubhouse Larendar?
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
the plan was
Hell of a
to
loose
let
end.
them know we're going to their headquarters and that we'll address it there.
Oh, okay.
So, do we want to bring guards for this? Or what?
I think guards would be very suspicious.
I think just us is sufficient. We have room for them, but we do not need them.
There. Don't need no stinking guards.
Well, perhaps a guard would be good for when we all are required to leave the base.
Yeah, are we gonna leave it outside the Eldritch Groves, or are we gonna bring it in? Is it? Will it be able to fit through all the trees?
Oh, I think he means when we leave it to go inside House Lyrandar to speak to them.
Oh lord, we wouldn't be able to hire House Orion guard.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you feel about making up those sidekick rules a few months ahead of time?
That's a good point. What do we do with this thing?
Drive it places.
I mean, like, yeah, we drive it places, but when we get to a city, what do you do with it?
You park it outside.
Park it
He's in the ignition.
outside. Hey, do we like rent a plot of land and just kind of park it there? Like,
Can we lock the?
it'd be cool if we could magically seal it somehow, but I don't know a way to do that. Or like put it in its own little maybe pocket space.
Are you guys?
Isn't that chef whose life we ruined? He had some kind of arcane sealing. Probably find something like that. Someone could cast it for us.
Ask your question, DM.
Are you guys still having this conversation in the room where the wagon is, where the other engineers and stuff would be, or are you in more private quarters at this point?
I figured this was in the head.
That was like kind of out of character, but we could have it in character.
That's up to you guys.
Oh, I was trying to have it in character.
Okay,
That's
we can,
the
yeah, we can do
accents.
that. We can do that in character. I was just shooting the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we could probably look questioningly at a House Orion person. Be like, yo, you put some locks on this thing?
And yes, actually,
Well-
when you look around the room, you do notice the same man who you originally started working with here at House Orion, whose name you have now known is Fandun de Orion. Yes, we could actually keep it here in this room, I think. There's space for it for now. When you're in town, of course. Not sure how many facilities in towns elsewhere we'd have to keep it, but in passage at least. That might even give it the engineers some more time to take a look at it occasionally.
How do you recommend we store it in the field, so to speak, if we have to delve into some ruins or something?
Well, I suppose just like any other cart, you could just park it somewhere and hope. If any of you have any magical means of detecting tampering with it, that may be the best.
Isn't there a way to take large things and shrink them down very small? Looking at the rest of the group too, does anyone know how to do that?
I'm not aware of a way to do to that scale. You mean like to keep it with us?
To put in your pocket, yes. Maybe.
I look at the artificers.
The artificer shrug.
The artificers look back at you with blank expressions. Eyes that say,
Got
fuck if
very
I know.
awkward. So maybe we trust fate?
We'll work on it. We work on it on the way.
I suppose I think we should hire a guard.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like a long-term guard? Yeah, well,
Yes.
cool. Well, I could just summon some giant demon every time we leave, but it might
wouldn't last
get out of
long enough.
control.
Exactly. So we take on a guard who might be our navigator.
Well, I can also cast the alarm spell around our base. so that when we leave it, I'm prepared.
I'm just
Or
saying,
two,
a
something.
driver would be really nice.
Lasts for 8 hours.
Let's just hire Seo to be our driver.
I don't believe he would wish that.
Hmm.
It's up to
I'm
you.
not sure where to hire someone, but it's an idea.
Was
Perhaps we can hire a tap.
oh yes,
That is actually a fantastic idea.
Taps on tap.
that was a joke. It had the form and the cadence.
Don't speak to me.
Okay.
Let's go ask Tap if he has a cousin who is unemployed.
Well, I believe. Well, are they just like, here it is, here are the keys, bye? Or are they like expecting some kind of ceremony?
I mean, you're basically beta testing the new project that you also helped to create. So it's not necessarily like a finished product that they're gonna have a grand opening for, and it's not necessarily something that's like entirely public knowledge, but not necessarily being kept secret either. It's just kind of like an in-progress project.
And they're not even making us sign NDAs.
Well, it's not
What
being
is
kept
this?
secret. You're
Exactly,
gonna
like
travel
that
the world
kind of-
with it, but it's not something that they're gonna be like advertising yet until they are more sure that it works.
This is guerrilla marketing,
So yeah, they
as
basically
opposed to what
they're
druids
basically
do.
giving you the keys and saying, "Have at it," and here's a place to store it for now.
All right, sweet.
I mean,
Well, let's just
the keys
take
are
it.
metaphorical. There's no locks in this thing,
Right. Oh no.
unless you add them.
Make
That's
some locks while we're on the road.
Find somebody who knows some.
I think we should
arcane
take it
locks.
and get moving, though. Yeah. Wait until Leroy starts getting feats out of the
What?
blue.
What Dragonmark house is that?
Which
Sure.
house does what?
Arcane locks? Locks? One of them
Should be House
does.
of Warding. I forget which name that is. I can look that up real quick.
Sorry, I'm not up on my houses we haven't discussed during the campaign. Just downloaded a bunch of books about Waterdeep, though. Thinking I might run my next campaign
House Kundarak
Ooh.
is the Mark of Warding. They're dwarves, and they do stuff like Arcane Lock, Alarm, things like that.
there. And would we know if they have a branch in this city?
You'd likely be able to find something. Yeah, it wouldn't be nearly as large as House Cannith or House Orion here, but I mean, if even House Thorandar has a tiny office here, you'd be likely to be able to find at least some representatives.
All right. So let's see if we can find them and hire them for a little bit of locking work.
Okay. It is pretty late in the evening at this point, so if you would want to do so, that would be a tomorrow thing. But that is something you could keep in mind.
Nope, tonight. We knock on the door with Shatter.
Oh, I'm sure the House of Warding will just love being infiltrated, raided at a random.
Well, it's got to be well reinforced, right? Is that really an infiltration? That's
I
more like
imagine
FBI
if any
open up.
place was going to have like a billion glyphs of warding everywhere, it would be the House of Warding. Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Of course. All right, so wait until tomorrow morning. All opposed, say aye. All right.
Perfect. Okay. Any other business you guys want to get done before you all rest for the evening?
Nah, not really.
Well, The party is now in possession of a party bus.
Woo woo.
And so you all take the benefits
Wow,
of a long rest,
Oh, good. I needed that.
including, swapping out spells if you have that, etc. Alright. And so, the next morning. It is now the 8th of Volt. It is starting to get into winter here. And so it's actually pretty warm for this time of year, in the mid-50s, but it is raining today. So the day is yours.
We perhaps picked the wrong season for this. Oh well.
Mark down my night of downtime.
Yes.
8 days.
It is now essentially a Saturday. Tsar.
Well, we love SARS. Wait.
Well,
Let's, go
I
find
don't
the
know.
thing.
When did we want to get rolling? Like, did we just want to send it?
I think we want to get out of here as quickly as we can. So,
Up to you
send it.
guys.
For no reason in particular. Just absolutely send it.
I guess we're going.
So,
Oh well.
alright. So, we set out to find house dwarf syllables.
Okay. Taking the wagon with you, I assume? Or are you just... Alright.
Yes. Carrying it like a mob of Amish
So,
men.
first step is you'll probably need some horses to start moving it, unless you guys all want to line up and start pushing.
Up and dance, boys.
Oh man, this thing is going to be expensive.
Don't we have horses from Galt?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
should just go get those.
You do have some horses that are being kept for you.
We rode those here. They're not in Go. We rode them here.
I think you did return for them.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they're being stored at Taps Inn. I believe.
Tabs.
Yeah.
So long that we forgot about them.
So you would have, I guess, 7 horses probably, including Nala's. Should be plenty to drive.
Yeah.
with
So
them.
we can have almost a full set on the wagon. If we buy one more, we can have a full 8.
Or we could just ask Nala to help. He's probably about as strong as a horse.
Guarantee it.
Keep him entertained. It's enrichment. It's good for him.
Exactly, it's healthy. What about killing a dragon?
That was from behind me. I think they're supposed to fight an ancient dragon
fun.
today.
Oh no.
It's a good
can't
level
go for
10
it.
adventure.
What? That's not comfy at all.
You heard me.
Alright, so we should probably buy another horse so as to not make Nala add to his push-ups. So as not to make. There we go.
Alright, well, if you were going into town to purchase one, would anyone like to haggle?
Hey, Faye.
Yes,
Go ahead and roll a
please.
persuasion check. With whatever bonuses you want to add to that.
Come to bargain.
And I'm going to assume it would not be possible for me to guide.
Again, if you want to, you could. It would just require a sleight of hand check and, trying to avoid being caught doing so.
Please never guide me in public settings. I
Yeah,
don't
I'll-
want to deal
it's
with
not
it.
worth it.
My rolls are pretty good. Sorry, this is taking a minute. Roll persuasion.
Alright.
Fuck your guidance.
Imagine the 32 it could have been, though.
Oh boy.
Massive.
EDE.
Cannon, he whips it out as far as the bargaining.
The feminine cat girl walks up and just
As
whips
Faye?
out. Yeah.
Yeah. The giantest one.
Absolutely
Anyways.
enormous.
Answer my Xbox, yeah.
What is your argument for getting a cheaper price on this horse? You've already succeeded. You've already
Look how
succeeded.
cute
I just
I am.
remembered.
Never seen such beautiful horses. These horses have brought business around. They're silky, they're beautiful, and they're worth it.
We do have a party bus. We could put the name of his horse shop on the side of our bus for a discount.
I like mine better.
And looking at the party bus, but not hearing Drost's comment, the we'll say a dwarf vendor. Ah, yes. Thank you for the compliment very much. Actually, having my horse join such a fantastic group of other horses, seeing the especially beefy horses that Nala and Drost have, and just joining the party bus in general, that'd be a great honor. Thank you for doing business. And so that'll be 20 gold pieces for the horse.
Wait, do we have horses or cows that are cosplaying as horses?
I had you guys find
I
pictures
hope
of horses before, or describe them, and a couple people found some really chonky horses for the Goliaths.
Yeah, to carry
I
our
know-
Goliath friends.
I know Maya and Nala's horses are basically oxen. But they're like kind of draft horses.
When draft horse is the diminutive.
God, I forgot about my horse.
Yeah. Does this work if I do this?
I don't even remember what mine.
There we go. That was one of the chonky horses. If I remember right. Anyways. So yeah, you guys now have a full set of 8 horses. I assume you would head to House Orion, pick up the cart with no problem at this point.
Wow, that's a pretty big horse. Sorry, it just loaded.
It's a big one. So charges for arcane locks, I will say, will be 50 gold pieces per lock installed. However,
Oh, that's way more reasonable
however
than I
you want to
expected.
handle that.
Eric will throw into that.
It's got 2 doors, front and back, so
Alright.
that's
If
only
that's all
2.
you want to do, then 100 gold pieces from whoever wants to pay it. Unless somebody wants to haggle
I'll
the
pay
I've
same.
got like 20 gold left.
I'm trying to. What does this cost?
Total 100 so far, unless people want more locks installed.
I'm haggling.
Okay,
That's
go
my
for
whole
it.
shit.
3 locks per door.
Oh,
Cannot
wow,
be
so
done.
low.
I'll knock it down to
Indomitable.
75 for you.
Eric will just pay the whole thing.
Alright, there you go.
Oh, nice.
So there are now arcane locks on each door.
Okay.
And as part of arcane lock, you guys can set a passphrase to unlock it, I believe.
Oh,
Or
no.
you can designate, just have everybody able to unlock it and no one else can. I guess that's an option.
Alright, passphrase. Let's go, guys.
That is the more fun option.
There's gotta be something.
There we go. So yeah, Carrick. Sorry, I was cutting out. Carrick said he would pay for
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Sounds good.
I mean, we could do just a random word in a really obscure language.
How about,
Where's
Hey.
your sense of fun?
did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire? Dumbledore asked calmly. Just as a
I
random
don't
series
have a
of
better
words.
suggestion, so I'll go with that.
Oh boy.
It makes me uncomfortable, but I feel like I have enough that I argue about.
Do I just want to make up a word in Kiori, or
You can do that. We can do something all cloak and dagger, like ravens are a bunch of
Just copy
assholes.
Tab's passphrase. The sixth bone doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Ravens are assholes is pretty good too.
It has
Heat
to
of the
have
torch
a bunch
under
of...
the horse's
Just follow-
bridle.
The sixth
Oh
boner.
no.
Why do we not do something more appropriate for a group? Like, I solemnly swear I am up to no good.
Don't be a stranger, but between each word are random integers between 1 and 10 million. It's gotta be a secure password.
Gotta have a few special characters in there.
Oh yeah.
At dollar.
Yeah.
Point.
Halfway through each word
The A
is
in
just
stranger is an at.
a... Oh no, that's too predictable. Just halfway through each word is a random symbol.
Perfect.
Just the sound is static.
Only Leroy can open it.
Yeah, what is like whatever the ASCII interpretation of the present time
Perfect.
is
Alright,
that.
we've had lots of suggestions. What are you guys going with?
No.
The Mark of Boarding dwarves are just sitting there listening to all of you. Like, yes, come on. You're paying us good money, but come on.
Apologies.
You already haggled our price down. Come on.
Yeah, we haggled the price down to like a bare minimum, and now we're asking for like
And now we're digging around.
ridiculous features. Yeah.
We could just set it to all of us specifically, right?
That might be easier. I think "Don't Be a Stranger" is not too bad.
Yeah, don't be a stranger in Kiori, and I teach everyone how to say it.
Right. Now we all have to pass intelligence or performance checks to open the gate. The car. That's it. That's our password.
Well,
Don't be a
Kiori or
stranger.
Celestial? Which one do you want?
Kiori's more, what's the word?
Obscure.
Obscure. Yes.
Yeah, but there are people actively looking for me. Probably speak Kiori.
I wouldn't worry about it.
All right. That part I say in the head. Just saying. Not out loud. Or at least I believe people are actively looking for me. Anyway.
Alright, any objections to Don't Be a Stranger in Celestial? Or
Kiori.
Sure, yeah.
That's pretty obscure, and I'm into it.
Right.
All right, cool.
The first couple times you guys try to open that, I'm
Nobody's double.
totally making intelligence checks for everybody but the car with.
Yeah, it's reasonable. Fortunately.
Alright, the dwarves... The dwarves set the passwords. You have to repeat it to them quite a number of times before they get it correct so that you can actually test it and make sure it opens properly when you say the phrases. But since none of them know Kiori. But it gets done.
Yay.
So, you guys are now in possession of a locked party bus. It's getting close to noon. What do you all do?
Unlock the party bus.
Roll me an intelligence check.
So I would actually like to inspect the party bus and check supplies. So we should actually go in.
Hmm.
Yeah, Leroy fails to open the party bus in his first try.
Come on,
Know
Leroy.
it, baby.
You gotta roll the R's more or something.
It's not that hard.
Drost also fails.
Not that
Drost
hard,
just says
yeah.
"Don't be a stranger" in common. It doesn't quite get it.
My accent makes it really, really hard.
Okay. Drost, you wanted to...
No. That click was wrong. Wrong pitch. Little lower.
Oh no.
Actually, a
Kiori
little
can't be a
higher.
click language.
You've got your emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Heck you. Specifically.
Anyways, Drost, you want to inspect it? Give me, investigation.
Investigation. I'm better at that.
Okay. After Nakarth lets you inside, and you're able to look around and kind of go over everything, all the mechanisms you've helped design and all the as far as you can tell, it's in good shape. I mean, it's yet to be seen how well it holds up to wear and tear, but I mean everything appears to function correctly for now. The supplies are currently empty. I mean, it's got your tools and things, but there's no actual traveling supplies in the vehicle other than what you would bring to it.
Oh boy.
Alright, so communicate that to the rest of the group and let them know that we'll need to refuel it, or resupply it. It does have like cabinets and stuff. It does have like a lot of storage space on the inside, so we definitely have room for everything. It's also got a little campfire spot, or at least like cooking area. So food and crafting supplies and all that, we can just kind of load into it.
Yep.
I have to make sure we have enough grain for.
So if anyone wants to load things from their inventory into, I guess we could just say a section of the party funds document, that would probably be easy. As a way to keep track of what's stored in there. Yeah, you probably will want to stock it with things like rations or supplies to cook with, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Food for the horses. So.
It's a weird way to say prisoners.
Additional thought. We could swing by the base. And
Yeah, I mean it's several weeks travel in the opposite direction, but
I guess you're right.
worth it.
I was thinking we could swing by the base just to grab like, project stuff, but you're right.
Oh,
I really just want my full plate.
I mean, it could be worth it, but in an English accent.
What? Something. Oh, isn't there like a bunch of paintings and treasure and stuff in the base that we could totally pawn off somewhere else?
There's more paintings.
I thought there
I
were,
believe
right?
you guys did uncover some number of art objects that I forget, but I'm sure somebody wrote it down, either in their inventory or some notes somewhere.
Yeah, I have notes on something.
How sure are you that someone wrote it down?
Not very, but that's you guys' job.
I'm opening OneNote right now. I was using OneNote at that point like a chump.
I mean, if nobody wrote it down, I could re-roll it.
You only took one notes? I thought you were supposed to take several notes.
Nah, I'm just using Google Docs now, which is more than OneNote.
Does anyone have notes of the treasure you guys found in the vault of the base you uncovered?
Oh
Loading.
god, that was forever
It
ago.
was. That's why I'm hoping somebody wrote it down. If not, I'll just re-roll it. But if somebody happens to have it,
Which treasure?
when you guys uncovered that like hidden room behind the vault in the base you guys commandeered, there was a bunch of like paintings and sculptures and things in there that remained unsold. And I don't remember if anybody added those to their inventory or if you guys left them there, or if anybody even made a note of them. But those were rolled treasure I left there, so if nobody remembers,
Let me
I'll
see.
just re-roll it.
Give me a second. I'm not logged into OneNote on this machine,
Yeah,
so
no
iPad.
worries.
It's downloaded, right? It's OneDrive, OneNote. Gotta say, the Microsoft ecosystem is not amazing. Except Excel. Excel's amazing.
Nope, I didn't write it down.
Heck.
Well, you guys
Not
could go back there and I could just...
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, if you guys travel back there and nobody has the notes for it, I'll just re-roll it. That's fine. I remember which table I rolled from. So who knows, you might get even luckier than you were before, or you might be less lucky. Welcome back.
Or you could roll from an updated
Charlie,
table.
we
Wink, wink.
were trying to remember if anybody wrote down notes on paintings and sculptures you guys uncovered in the base that nobody took. If you happen to have those notes. If not,
Oh
yeah, it was a
dear.
while ago.
I can see in like looking
You cut out there.
It looks like it's almost 3,000. That's what I keep seeing. Like I've seen it like once in like DMs with you, and then once in just
Where
the
was that?
general. I could send a screenshot.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I don't really want that notebook. Oh, this will load in like 5 minutes. It's fine.
Oh,
Microsoft
that was
is
the
bad.
3K gold you guys got then was when Faye rolled really well selling paintings that you guys got from the
That is
smugglers.
those. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. That was what I was talking
Yeah, so you guys
about.
already sold those, but there are some paintings that have not been sold because you guys didn't carry them out of the base. They're just sitting there still.
Gotcha. I don't know. That.
I'll if you guys return to the base at some point, I'll just re-roll it. It'll be fine. It's still
Those notes might be somewhere in roll 20, but
possibly. Ugh. I'll take a look between sessions. For now, we'll say if you guys happen to go there, we'll figure it out. But that's up to you guys. There are other supplies there that might be useful, as Dross said, stuff for armor. But ultimately,
There was also. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
mean, ultimately, the choice is a party decision here. So this discussion.
Yeah, there's a shitload of adamantine there that
Yeah.
we should get.
There was also 300 straight gold, which we probably took with us. A sentinel shield, eyes of charming, a tan bag of tricks, and a wind fan.
That sounds right.
Oh, that's where they
Like-
are.
Okay, well the Sentinel shield is on my
Yes.
back.
So I don't know who
Okay.
else, what others of those items were taken by people or even kept note of. But
I think I had the tan bag of tricks.
probably, I know we've had a couple of
Yeah,
them.
I was angling for the wind fan.
I've rolled a couple of bags of tricks at this point.
I know character.
I think I've rolled a tan and a rust one at different points.
I thought they were both you might. I think you did 2 tans.
Awesome. Anyways, what are you guys doing? It's about, like I said, about midday now. Party bus is locked. You've identified some possible supplies to track down, and then you have the decision to make about where you're going next or what you're doing next once you're stocked up.
Do we want to go?
I see nothing wrong with loading up on supplies and just taking off.
Do you really want
Sounds
to
good to
put
me.
to fate the potential consequences if Lorendar knows that we've skipped town?
I thought
you
our
really wanna
plan
face-
was to go to the house. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to face the consequences really that much of talking to them at all. But I think that at least saying something to them before we head out is better.
Yeah, I thought that was our plan. So
I think we're all on the same page here.
Nice.
So we go seek out Lirendar.
Before or after you stock up on supplies?
After, let's make sure we can have a nice tasty exit.
Okay.
oh yeah, last stop.
All right. So, list of things you guys are buying: food supplies and/or rations. Was there mention of that? There was mention of, I think, horse food. You guys can choose, what duration of food you want to account for, and then I'll work up a cost for that. Any other supplies?
General upkeep and repair supplies as well. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Mhm.
I'll say for just some basic materials that you could use to repair, I assume, the wagon. Is that what you're talking about mostly, or?
Yeah, the
Um,
wagon.
Yeah, I'll say just mark up 100 gold, and we'll say 100 gold worth of various repair materials, and then depending on if the wagon takes any damage, unless you want to spend more money on that, but I'll determine a monetary cost to fix
Is
it.
someone current?
Essentially.
Yeah, is someone currently editing the group inventory sheet?
I'm
And
not.
can easily just drop 100? I didn't want to do it if someone else was also
Yeah,
going to do it and
let's
accidentally
assign
pay
someone
200.
to handle that for now, for this interaction here, real quick. I guess Dross, why don't you do it for now? Just edit some things real quick. So 100 for that. How many weeks of food are you guys preparing for? And are you going with rations, or is somebody going to cook?
I think we can have someone cook, because that'll be...
Yeah, probably cook.
I'll cook.
All right, cool.
Alright.
And how long of time do you want to stock up on for food?
Um... 4 weeks at a time? I don't know. A barrel? Barrels of things? Who here goes camping?
Well,
In game?
I mean, like, how much food can you reasonably carry in...
I have a bag of holding, and we have a ton
Oh,
of storage on
yeah.
the bus.
eight horses with significantly increased carrying capacity from dragging an object rather than lifting it is a lot of storage.
I have at least like 350 pounds free in my bag of holding too.
Yeah,
So.
a day of rations is 2 pounds per person, so it does add up quickly if you go with large quantities. But up to you guys.
What do you guys think about 2 to 4 weeks?
Yeah, a few weeks worth of supplies is probably good. We're going to be able to resupply on the way, too.
That sounds
Yeah,
great.
I don't remember... I guess, depending on what the next planned leg of our
Can you
journey
give us
is.
the world map?
Yes.
As I'm sure we're acquiring and looking
Yeah,
more.
give you some distances to work out. With the party bus, I'll say it's not possible to go at a fast pace traveling. So a normal pace of 24 miles per day would be the usual. I think
Okay,
it's
let's
a little
see.
too
Base
hefty for a like full-on sprint.
Yeah, and we're going up to Stormholm.
Stormhome at the far north. Yep.
Okay.
Wait, what? We're going to Storm?
Yes.
Yes, that is where Aseo has asked us to go. And
Oh,
are we
boy.
taking a stop down in the Eldritch Groves
Up to you
first?
guys.
Why did Iseo tell us to go there?
There is another dragon keeper of the prophecy who is slightly more recalcitrant in terms of taking actions which would affect the standard history event line. And he would like us to try and convince this other dragon to do more.
Convince in italics.
I see. I see.
Change how much that is being done with that particular dragon prophecy by whatever means
Yes.
necessary.
He's identified a few different locations around the map where there are some prophecies he doesn't have access to that he needs access to, so he's kind of sending you guys out to either convince some other dragons to cooperate or steal the prophecy or kill the dragons or whatever you guys want to do.
Gotcha. So at the mention of going to Stormhome, Carrick's like immediately like, oh no. But as soon as he's told like
Yeah,
why
I was
they're going,
kicking myself when
Okay,
I dropped that to the
okay.
group and you were here. I was like, that's bad timing. Shit. But oh well. I was like, does anybody in the party have a reaction
like,
to Stormhome? Shit.
And we're all just like, Stormhome? What's Stormhome? Rich people live there, right?
Carrick would have been like, I think my dad lives there.
Oh.
Ooh, we're in
Dun,
Carrick's arc
dun,
now.
dun.
All right, so it'll take
Is
us
your
like
dad the big bad? That's the real question.
Sorry, I cut out there. What was that?
Your dad, but is your dad the big bad? That's the real question.
Probably.
The big bad.
No,
Oh no.
never.
So big.
I'm
He
so
unlocks
sorry.
his finishing move. Papa's
This is
home.
quality D&D content.
No.
Faye has been murdered.
So looks like it'll take us about 10 days. Sorry, hold on, wait. It was like 264 miles, so like
As the crow flies, yeah.
11 days to get to Fairhaven.
Something
And
like
then
that, yeah.
from Fairhaven, a straight shot to Stormhome is like, we'll call it 500.
The entire time that we're on our way to Stormhome, Carrick is going to be keeping an eye out for ravens. And the second he sees one, he's going to try and
Okay.
take them out.
We'll get to that. You guys haven't left town quite yet. We haven't even decided how much food you're stocking yet.
Right, I was measuring distance to figure
How
out
much
how.
food you want? Yeah.
I say
Gotcha,
the first
gotcha.
time, what is that, 266 miles?
Yeah, something like that. So call it 2 weeks.
Yeah. So let's go for 2 weeks of food the first time, and if we run low early, then we can stop by any
Oh.
farmer and be like, hey, we
Or we
have
can go
money.
hunting.
True.
Or yeah,
There are
good old
there
Oregon
are
Trail.
activities you can take during travel that remove your passive perception from the list of like watching for threats. But you can do things like hunting, gathering herbs, things like that while you travel.
Well, that's cool.
Travel rules are neat.
Yes, and I have ignored them in my campaign.
Let's
for
just fast forward a
expediency's
week.
sake.
It's fine. Anyway, so 2 weeks
That's nothing small.
of supplies. Is 105 gold pieces.
I think we can afford that. Does Faye want to negotiate? Faye?
I do. Thank you. Can I roll that purse?
Go for it. I'll say 2 separate rolls. One for getting human food and one for getting horse food. Okay. So,
Horses be eaten.
we'll say with those 2 rolls, it's a total of 90 gold. For 2 weeks worth of supplies for both the humans and the horses. If I assume, well, Jaws, do you still have the thing open?
We're at 195.
And DM, you are bearing in mind I do not eat.
I was not bearing that in mind. Thank you. That'll adjust it slightly.
Making travel preparations slightly cheaper.
That is 83 gold pieces, not 90. Subtracting Leroy's normal rations.
What? How much less was that? Sorry.
7 less.
Oh, so wait, 7
7
gold
gold
less out of 195.
Yes.
Ooh,
For Leroy's
so
share of food.
much. All right, that's
Hey,
fine.
it's not nothing.
It's not nothing. I
So
know.
somebody probably can mark down how many days of party supplies you have remaining in the party funds as well. Would probably be a convenient place to track that. Alright, so now you're stocked up on food for both the horses and the humans. Well, humans loosely. You got an amount of repair supplies in case, some parts of the wagon start to wear a bit as you go. Anything else you guys want to look for before you leave?
I'd like to see if there are any arcane research element components that we can stock up on, because we won't have a market quite as metropolitan as this one.
Arcane research components.
The ink and stuff that we've been working with for the tattoos, that kind of thing.
Sure. I mean, I've been ignoring research costs. Just my costs
Oh,
for crafting.
then forget what
Yeah.
I said.
Just only costs
Mhm.
for actually doing the crafting. I assume. I mean, wizard spells need to be copied over with enchanted inks and stuff. I don't think necessarily a blueprint needs to be anything fancy. So I think it's small enough to be negligible.
Okay. Alright, well, just blacked out there for a minute. Sorry. Forgot about not mentioning stuff you're not supposed to bring up because it's in your favor.
Okay. So, you guys have a stocked thing that is, I think, roughly 400 pounds of supplies, not including the repair supplies, which will say is another, I don't know, 100 pounds. So 500 pounds into the storage, I guess, if anyone wants to be keeping track of that.
Storage. I will start tracking the storage. Mobile home storage. 500 pounds.
right now, yep.
Okay. Consider it
Great.
tracked.
Cool.
Out of what?
Well, there's
What's
8
our-
horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's also a question of how much can these structures support.
Right. I assume it would be designed to...
I'm sure 500 pounds is not
I
too
assume it would
bad.
be designed to carry as much as the 8 horses that would be dragging it can carry.
Okay.
But I will
The limitation
double
is
check
the
that.
horses.
Why is that not listed in D&D Beyond?
Yeah, why?
I'm assuming that we have like
Okay,
even
war
quicker.
horse.
Okay,
Yeah.
each I've been counting these as draft horses.
Oh, okay.
Are 540 pounds individually, and there are 8 of them, and when they are towing something rather than lifting something, as in a cart, it is multiplied by 5, so you guys have a lot.
Hold up, 500 pounds each.
500 pounds each is their carrying capacity.
So 4,000 pounds times 5.
Yes. 21,000 pounds. Including the
Well,
little
that's-
extra over 500 that they actually are. So that's a few.
Okay.
Well, how heavy is
Alright.
the cart?
I'm just going by D&D rules. The
Yeah.
So we have 21,000 pounds of towing capacity. We are currently at about 4% total capacity. What else
Well,
do we
oh
want?
no, the cart does have
We're-
weight. and
we're
stuff
not
too.
taking-
Okay,
Yes.
I'll say the let's just cut that in half for the weight
Because-
of the vehicle. That's a lot, but just because D&D mechanics are weird, so we'll go with less than that.
Yeah, we'll grease the axles
Yes.
later so that it's more efficient.
As far as how much the vehicle can carry. That is a lot. This might be something we work out later too, but for now we'll go with that. You guys have plenty of whatever you want to store in there. It's going to be very hard to overload this thing. We'll say for now.
Wonderful.
That sure as heck won't stop us from trying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And we're just stopping at 500 pounds of supplies. We don't want to go a little deeper.
And could we get 10,000 pounds of rocks to pile up in there?
Yes. I want so many
Make sure you get your
boulders.
money's worth from these horses.
Paid
Whenever
for the
we-
whole cart.
Whenever we go to temples and stuff, we're not gonna like strip gilding off doors. We're just gonna take the fucking doors.
Yeah. The giant 20-foot tall marble doors. Are just
Yep, it's
Cool.
coming with me.
Perfect.
Oh hey, look at all these nice Greco-Roman statues here. Be a shame if the British Empire just stole them.
It's a shame if something happened to them.
All right, what are you guys
It's
doing?
okay.
What are
They
you
can
guys
come
doing?
look at them whenever they want.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
We've been yes.
Memeing
Yeah.
hard for too many minutes.
Half the session's gone and we've accomplished nothing.
Okay.
That's not
Supplies.
true. We locked the door.
Supplies done. Doors locked. Supplies done. we need to do our reckoning, and then we peace out. Agreed?
Yes.
Agreed.
So,
Yes.
Say
Wreck.
that takes a few more hours to get all the supplies and everything purchased, negotiated, and loaded onto the cart. It's now getting close to evening, almost 5 p.m. So you guys are heading over to House Thorandar directly then? Or the House Thorandar small office here? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, as a group, well armed.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think that as a group we are just sort of definitionally well armed.
So,
If anyone bothers to notice, Drost has stopped carrying his hammer.
All right.
What? Why? Where's your hammer, Drost?
I do not need it right now.
Strange. Okay.
I'll get another one soon.
Another one? Did you break your hammer?
Of course not. I made it. It is unbreakable. I just have a better one.
Okay. Take your word for it.
alright. As you near House Thorandar, there have been a raven and or multiple ravens following you all day through your preparations. Those of you with there's like 3 people in the party now with observant. You've got plenty of people that will spot this. So yeah, take that as you will. And as you near House Thorandar, you start to notice that kind of the hustle and bustle in the area thins out a bit. Isn't particularly unusual, considering that House Thorandar office is located in the plaza that was completely destroyed recently, so there's probably not a lot of reason for people to be around there. House Thorandar office was one of the buildings that survived. And you do notice as you get closer that a lot of the buildings that were destroyed previously have been pretty much repaired or patched up at least. There's no more open walls, holes and things. The areas of the ground that had become sort of craters have been filled in, and grass is starting to grow again. Or cobblestones have been replaced. And it's starting to look almost functional again, and this is the result of donations made to the cause and the own town's town hall paying out of their pockets to get everything repaired and people back on their feet and the different businesses working again. Which is nice to see, although in the spot where the airship dock rubble was, which was completely destroyed, is now just open, an empty lot. The rubble has just been cleared out and nothing is rebuilt there at all. And as you get very close to House Thorandar, as in into that plaza where you can see the empty lot, the door to House Thorandar actually swings open, and out walks Thea de Lorendar, who you've encountered previously. It has been weeks. I know you said you had business here, but it seems like you are preparing to leave town. She's obviously very angry. Her hair is kind of blowing a little bit, despite there not being any breeze at the moment.
This guy animes.
We came to see you, and I understand this. Our business, as you can imagine, since we had the gall to even bring it up to you, has been significant and ongoing. But we are leaving town, but where we're going is out of character. What's the name of this place? I just want to say your
Stormhaven, I think.
Stormhaven.
Oh.
Yeah. We are going to Stormhome on our own business, but we know that is the main location of Lorendar, and we plan to see how we can best make our transgression neutralized once we're there. What do you say to that?
The words of a poet.
Make me a persuasion check.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Carrick is cringing so hard right now.
What?
No, he's like, I didn't want them to know, but fuck it, you're good.
I will admit that your crime against our house is probably best handled by the house. But that is not the only crime you've committed, or at least not the only part that matters to me. You committed a serious personal crime against me and those who work here. One that we do not want to see go unhandled. Those people that you killed were our friends, our family. These businesses you destroyed are our coworkers, our neighbors. And you think you can just walk out of here and go talk to my superiors instead? There needs to be something, even if not as large as we previously discussed.
Well, do you have anything in mind? Now we're having trouble finding somebody who we could assassinate without any serious moral consequences.
You would speak to me of moral consequences in this situation.
Whoops.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
No,
let's walk that back.
Well, why do more bad
Because I demand
when
it
less
of you.
bad do trick? Hmm.
You yourselves called yourselves
Somebody else finish this conversation.
You yourselves called yourselves a sword to be used by another power, and denied, well, at least a significant portion of the blame. And then the agreement was that we would use you as a sword in equal payment.
Well, to be fair, you had knives at our throat.
Well, I'm not really
Should we
one to
put the knives
lie.
at your throat again?
I want you
No.
to try.
Hold on. Okay, let's listen. We came to talk. Talk we will. The last time we spoke, I know that we had talked about being essentially an instrument in a clash of powers greater than us. And
Thanks for not saying clans.
I will, in this context at least, I will not understand the pain that you have suffered. I feel guilt over it nightly. I know that won't matter to you. I've not suffered as you have. I don't want more of this on our hands. I don't want another situation with knives to our throat in which we are a sword to be used again, swung in a different direction, causing more bloodshed. Let us, if it is for you personally, if there's a personal element to this, in which we can do something to improve your situation, to help replace what was lost, not replace, but make up for the damage done. That is not an act of vengeance. I implore you to look at what we are offering, to what degree that is, and to see we are willing to be of service. We are willing to bargain with you, and we are not running away. You know where we're going, and you understand that if you want to send through the lines and have us seen by the folks in Stormhome, you could. We're not trying to run out of this. Please, I beg of you, person to person, please do not use us to shed more blood. Anything but that.
Make me another persuasion check. Fine. I will not use you as a sword. But by denying your existence as a sword, you take responsibility for what you have done, yes?
I do.
And the rest of you?
Well, we didn't say we're not a sword. We asked not to be used as a sword. But
I'm
we do
speaking of
recognize that
myself.
what we did was bad.
And the rest of you, are you swords or are you people?
I'm a sword that is growing more aware of its own moral consequences.
I am a person.
I am a person.
Still looking at Drost and Malus.
I was told not to speak.
So a sword, then.
I am what my people need me to be. It does not need to be more
Frost,
complicated
you're a
than
sword.
that.
It's okay.
Trust is a person.
Joss is cool. What?
I've seen
Trust
his big heart.
It's like a roast. It's huge.
Still looking at Malus.
I am also a person.
Well then, it appears that your group is made up of more people than swords, so I say your group should take responsibility together.
And what do you have in mind?
As she says that, Nikarith, Milos, and Kark, you guys all hear some shuffling from some nearby alleyways. Just a little bit. It's as if it's footsteps. Footsteps and people getting up from different postures.
I do believe we are being surrounded.
My passive is 18 with the
Right,
shield.
forgot about the shield. You would hear it as well. I can't see. I usually have a list of everyone's passive perceptions, but on the world map I can't see that for some reason.
Mine is 17? Oh no, that's investigation. Never mind.
I implore you, don't do this. Final chance.
Make me a persuasion check, Nikarith.
Oh, that's not intimidation?
If you wanted to sound threatening, you could make an intimidation. Sure.
You know, maybe not include the word implore.
Yeah, this could be intimidation, though. Yes, depending on how you tone it.
All right, so I'll do. If I summon all of my astral shit at the same time and say it,
You trying to get us shot?
I mean, they're pulling out the swords and surrounding us.
They might be relaxing.
What are you
All right,
doing,
well,
Nikarith?
If I have any,
Let's handle what Nikarith does first, and then we'll switch back to you, Faye.
All right, we'll do the persuasion. Ooh, 3. Just 3. Yeah, they ignore me.
Yeah, the kind of wind around Thea's hair starts to lift her hair kind of up off her shoulders a bit, and you start to see a bit of glow coming from under one of her sleeves. Faye, you were going to say something?
do I? Well, I guess I wasn't aware of even hearing
No.
the.
But
Well,
now
I
that
know.
Nikarith has said that, I think it's a fair assumption that not do this.
Okay.
I think there's a clear meeting.
I just. Thea, please. Our deaths are not going to fix this. I am laying it out. I'm laying myself down for you. And I will do what it takes to make this right. Please do not shed more blood. This is only going to continue. Orion will find out about this. Please don't do this. You don't want to make this mistake.
Persuasion check. She kind of calms a bit. Hair returns down to her shoulders. Trust me, I do not want to do this. It's what my heart demands. My heart demands that somebody must pay for this. If it is not you, then who?
Joss will lean down and tap Fang on the shoulder. And as quietly as he can, he'll be like, our contact mentioned the person who orchestrated this did so on their own. Do you want to throw them under the wagon?
um,
Just a thought.
Actually,
I mean, out of character, I'm like, struggling to figure out what to do here.
I mean,
if
I
I
feel
gotta
like-
just act on my feet.
There's gonna be blood one way or another, now or later. We can't keep dancing around this conflict.
I mean, I have this charisma is all I have. Like, this is a massive flex here. If I can avoid this, I want to try, and if not, it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
Carrick is
But,
down
like-
for whatever outcome.
I feel like your persuasion is what's made it delay this long.
Carrick is down to fight. That's what DTF means,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, he's down to fight for sure. Yeah.
All right. I understand what you're feeling. Despite my appearance, I've lived a longer life than you might think. I've held that fire. I've wanted to see buildings burn, and it never feels better. And this is going to keep happening. You understand this is greater than one group used, that this is these two groups fighting. And if we or you go and take someone in Orion down to make this debt paid, then in the next time, who of your friends is going to lose more loved ones? I understand that hearing this from me, where we're standing right now, might seem like being spat in the face, and I understand that. I'm going to say it anyway. And I've seen this too many goddamn times. I don't want to be a part of it, let alone see it again. I don't want this to be antagonistic. I have regrets. This is one of my biggest, and if we can just lay down the weapons, I will personally, and frankly, at this point, I'll even glance back. I don't care what my compatriots do. I will personally make this right for you any way I can. I see the humanity in you on this. I understand. But please, I cannot in any good conscience, be a part of taking more lives in the pursuit of ever flattening this curve.
Flattening the curve.
Persuasion check.
Too real, man.
Did you
Yes.
say persuasion?
So that was actually a dope speech.
She definitely softens a bit more. Trust me. I know that more blood won't solve anything. I know that it'll only cause more blood. You're right. But where I am right now, I'm not sure what can make this right. She looks Faye directly into your eyes, and you can see her eyes are starting to water a little bit. Can you bring my brother back? Thane. He was the pilot on the first ship that went down.
Perhaps someday. I can try. I don't know if you've... I'm a healer. I've learned magic my whole life. Perhaps someday I could bring your brother and I'm so sorry.
She turns away from you, back towards the House Thorendar office, and her body kind of convulses a bit, almost as if somewhere between anger and crying. And there's a shockwave of wind that pulses out from her, and kind of the doors and some of the window shutters on the House Orion flutter open and slam against the walls. She says, "Get out of here."
As you wish.
And she walks inside.
Go.
Yep. Leave.
Let's go.
Alright, so you guys pack back up
Yep.
into the party bus.
Run away!
Yep. We abscond efficiently.
Alright. Nicely handled.
Once again, we escape justice.
No consequences.
So, you guys skipping town then?
No rules, no
Yep.
consequences. Alright, how are we gonna... Damn, are we gonna pull the cart up to the inn to get our illegal goods out of the basement, or how are we transporting our drugs?
Yeah, let's just stop by
It's like-
to say hi to Tap. Or bye to Tap, rather.
It's currently written down as drugs, case of drugs, chest of gems, pile of gems, the dusted disappearance, which I'm not sure who has that, and an alchemy jug in crates. So, not sure where we want to put that, or how to transport it to the wagon.
Is there a back to Tap's Inn?
A back as in a back
Yeah.
room, a back door? What back are you talking about?
Yeah, like a service entrance.
Not so much. It's kind of built into the lightning rail station there. And so there are kind of maintenance entrances through the station that you could go through, but those are also shared with the back entrances of the station itself, not necessarily just Tap is the proprietor of those.
Or we could just carry it out. We're leaving town anyway, and it's a sealed crate, right?
That's fair. Several sealed crates that are containing our personal private possessions.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like our supplies and stuff. I don't know. You don't have to explain it to people. If they
Mhm.
ask
Yeah.
you what it is, tell them it's none of their business. Did we ask Tap if he has a cousin that we could employ?
No, we didn't,
Oh, yeah.
but we should.
We should ask him when we get there to pick up our possessions.
Well, what about Balthazar? Can we just get Balthazar or whatever his name was?
Balthazar.
Balthazar?
Balthazar.
Those are the same name.
Close enough. He has been
There's
staying
one
at
thing I'm
Tap's
not.
hostel, yes. So if you wanted to see him, that's where he would be.
Yeah, let's hire him.
Be like, hey, want to come along? Be our guard?
We'll let you eat the food that Leroy doesn't want.
Who's going to approach him?
Probably his friends.
Yeah.
And
If no one else will, I'll go say, hello, Balthazar. You know who you are.
Hey, Balazar.
Okay, so Karak is there too. Okay, cool.
Oh. My character.
Yes. Hello. He seemed kind of like you interrupted some thought he was having.
Going on a journey. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You know him better. I'm just here.
We're going on a journey up to Stormhome. Are we trying to get him to accompany us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We were wondering if you wanted to join us. We got a pretty nice. I guess you could call it an over. What are we calling it?
Party bus, I thought.
wagon.
Is that what we're calling it in game?
Mobile
Battle
base.
wagon? Mobile base works. Doesn't have
Wagon
the same
deluxe.
ring.
It's a luxury wagon.
It has so many
prototype.
He
features.
looks kind of puzzled, but a journey, you say?
It's really easier if
Yes,
you just see
I'm
it.
sure. He'll come down with you to take a look at it. Parked right outside. Very impressive bit of engineering, this.
Indeed.
It has so many awesome parts.
Very, very technical. Thank you, Leroy. I'd love to.
Would you want to join
I'd
us?
love to, I really would. But I think... I was just praying, and I think my place is here for now.
Are you
Yes. Been conversing with Tap, and it seems there were some individuals after you all. Yes. Some
more.
Yes.
Alonzo Hardy. Yes. Tap was mentioning
Oh,
him.
yes.
Yes. Still chasing us.
Yes, he was apparently here in
Technically.
town somewhere, and they've been unable to track him down thoroughly. And I think I'll remain here for now.
We haven't.
See if I can figure anything out. Perhaps some more experienced eyes on the problem would do it good.
Well, I will let. He's staying at the Golden Dragon over at that part of town, over in this part of town, or I'll point to the map. But that's about all we know.
Thank you. That's a good
So-
start.
At least he was when I tried watching him. He continually eluded my sight as well.
I've got a few tricks for getting around unseen and, well, being somewhat of a spy. Not from experience, but just from tinkering. I've got some gadgets that may help. Been brainstorming it a bit, and I think I may be able to get pretty close to him, but we'll see. I think I've got a more keen eye for spotting people than many of Tap's troop out there.
Well, good luck, and thank you for cleaning up our mess, I believe.
No need for thanks. I believe this is what I was called here to do. Like I said, I've been praying. This is what feels right now.
Well, good luck.
Thank you again. When he looks to you, Karek, he says, "Oh, I know we've only had a few weeks here, and it's been so long. But when will you be returning? I'll look forward to your return."
It's quite a journey to Stormhome.
Indeed, indeed.
I'll find a way to keep in contact with you.
That'd be excellent. Yes, that's a good idea. I will try some things from my end too, see if I can work anything out. But I may have my hands full.
Sounds good. Are you going to be likely staying here
I think
at the
so.
Fen?
Yes. Since you all introduced me to Tap, he's been letting me stay here rent free. Can't say no to that, especially since I don't really have a primary income source at the moment. Well, good luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May the traveler be with you.
With you as well. Gives you kind of a short bow with his one bionic arm over his chest.
Toodles.
And he kind of kneels back down on the floor and begins to pray again.
Was he praying when we
Yes.
got there?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it sounded like he was just sort of sitting there having
Well, he
thoughts.
wasn't doing any kind of motions. He was just sitting there, but you gather from what he said that he was praying. He wasn't in any kind of
Well, that was
any kind of
selfish of him.
ritual stance or anything. He was just sitting there.
Well, we all make mistakes. Some people pray.
I was gonna say Balasar didn't
Excuse me,
seem
dude.
offended by you interrupting him, but then you came out with the actual offensive joke. It's great.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Anyways, you guys have now. By the time Karek and Leroy got back downstairs, everyone would have finished loading up the vehicle.
Well, Tap. Let's see if Tap knows anyone.
Yes. Yes. How can I help you?
Hello. Well, so we're leaving town. So I guess we're checking out of our room, and I will give him my key. I guess.
Also, you would have collected everybody's keys. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know anyone who would be willing to, I don't know, be a part-time garden driver?
Garden driver.
Who might assist us in, as I'm sure I'm pointing outside to our rolling fortress that's blocking half the street.
Can't say that I do. Fortunately, I mean, I do work for House Orion here in this building, as it is a Orion building, but I don't have really power over anything other than this bar and inn.
And yes, and you need to stay here because this is
Yes,
important for-
yes, I need to. This is my post.
Well,
At this point, I will let you guys know if Nala was here, he has land vehicle proficiency. He would probably speak up about that.
Oh
I
yeah.
have it as
So
well.
you guys have a couple drivers in your party, and honestly, that's a convenient excuse for when Lemmy is not here, as he is just guarding the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, pretty fair actually. Okay, Lemons
Yeah.
are quick.
Yeah. And then when he is here, he can go on
Cool,
adventures
cool.
with you, and then when he's not here, he'll be by the vehicle. It's great. Easy.
Ta-da.
And whenever he plays with us, we just have to worry about bandits stealing our cart, and we can blame him
There
for
you
it.
go. That's the D&D spirit. Pointing
Oh, yeah.
fingers.
Mhm.
When you're not pointing swords, you're pointing fingers.
Often one or the other.
All right. Any other preparations you guys are going to make before heading out? Or I suppose it's pretty late in the evening at this point. It might not be the optimal time to get traveling, but if you want to get just outside of town and make camp, that's theoretically possible still. Or if you want one more night in House Orion, that's also possible.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's test out this shit.
We've been in this town for
Months.
Too long.
5 months.
Wow.
It hasn't been that long, but it's been...
I don't know, like... I mean,
Oh,
real
yes,
life.
yes.
Like,
Oh.
we got into
Oh,
Passage
you guys have
before
been staring
quarantine
at the
started.
shitty passage map I made for like months, yes.
Yeah.
You guys have been in Passage just over 2 months in game time.
That's a long time for adventurers.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
stay.
well, you've had a lot of downtime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And, yeah.
we
Yeah.
practically put down roots.
You guys would do like an adventure, and then you'd do like, yeah, let's just take 2 weeks of downtime, and then you can go back to another thing.
Well, it's like because it didn't feel like we had anything.
No, absolutely.
pressing
You're waiting
until-
on things. I
Yeah.
was rolling for a lot of things to see when they would happen, and the
Mhm.
dice were not kind. Or kind, depending on how you look at it.
I
We're
mean,
like,
it
yeah.
was kind for us because God, we got so much crafting done.
True.
Holy shit!
Yeah, we will always
Like-
do things at the last minute.
All right.
Only like you have the perfect players for that kind of game because God, we're okay with things taking a long time. That means we get
Yeah,
to
we're
do
like,
shit.
yes, down.
Exactly. Anyways, you guys have packed up. You're all in the party bus. We'll say Nala is driving for now, so the rest of you can be inside, chilling, conversing, getting ready for your next adventure. And with the couple hours remaining of the evening, you manage to get just far enough that Passage's mostly lights on the horizon, rather than a looming city right behind you. And it's peaceful. You travel, there's, some fields that you can see quite off in the distance on the horizon. There's some forests in one direction and endless plains and rolling hills in the other. The night sky is dark, you can see all the stars, all 12 moons, some larger than others. And, yeah, it's quite peaceful, especially in contrast to recent events. It's not just directly recent with your confrontation at Surrendar, which was stressful, but also just the hustle and bustle of the city has been kind of ingrained in you over the past couple months. And now there's almost no sound as you travel, just the rolling wheels of the cart and the hooves of the horses.
If we look up as we're leaving Passage, do we see the orrery?
You see what?
If we look up and look for it, can we see the orrery?
Yes, you would not be able to see it from underneath.
Aw, poo. Makes sense, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty intentionally pretty well hidden.
The spy drone.
And a few hours pass. It is, again, very late in the evening at this point, but you figure it's probably best not to push too far and to rest up and really tackle your travels tomorrow morning. And you all test out the camp mode of your mobile base for the first time. Takes some getting used to, as Dross has to kind of help guide everyone and give some instructions on what goes where and how to unfold that, and what's the passphrase again? A few things like that. But you manage to unfold it, and there's some comfy hammocks. You guys have built a campfire, I assume, unless you would choose not to. you want to take this opportunity to cook, Carrick, or would you prefer to do that in the morning, not in the evening?
So, yeah. Carrick will cook in the evening.
Okay, go ahead and
Fine.
make me a cooking utensils check. I will try to remember what the rules for that are.
Is that intelligent?
Yes.
Alright. That is a plus 10. 26.
Okay, very good. So I'll say everybody for now has an extra 5 temporary hit points from that meal.
Woo.
I'm just gonna not write that down in the hopes of us not getting into combat in the next 10 minutes.
I know temporary hit points usually go away during a long rest, but I think for the sake of this, unless you guys have other sources of temporary hit points going, we'll say this lasts until the next day's rest. So this is the meal that will give you temporary hit points for tomorrow as well, essentially. Just to make it a little easier to track.
Okay.
So,
I'll write it down then.
just so that it's not like you get temporary hit points from the meal, woo, and then it goes away as soon as you go to sleep right after. Not as useful then. So, plus, if something does happen in the evening, then you do have temporary hit points to go with it.
True.
Any conversations or tasks you all want to have before you turn in?
I mean, is it a full day of travel?
No.
No.
No, this was afternoon.
Oh no, this was the.
You guys only
this was
traveled
after
for a
the
few
thing,
hours, and you took some time
Yeah.
to actually set up camp and stuff. So I'll say you probably traveled. Actually, just gonna real quick. Ooh, yeah, you only got a few miles, but I guess passage is still closer than I
That's
thought.
okay.
But that's okay. Still quiet out here.
That's a few miles between us and people who hate us.
Sure is.
Well, during this downtime, as we're in a car, I would probably talk to Felicia and be like, "Well, shit. Thanks for avoiding that bloodbath."
Oh, yes. Mightily
Oh,
well
yeah.
said.
I
mean,
did not
I
believe that
tried.
could end any way except bloodshed.
I wanted to exhaust any chance that it could, and I'm just very grateful.
Well, good job. Keep it up,
Thank
please.
I did. I will do my best. So, if you've got any beverage with you, I'd love to have a drink after all that.
Oh shit! I probably would have.
Oh
So we
shit! Cut
only
the
have
credits.
So I actually thought about mentioning, like, joking, like, "Oh, let's set up a bar and fill up on alcohol before we leave," and then I'm like, "Actually, no. Let's see what
Nope.
happens."
Nikarth forgot his booze. There was just so
Withdrawal.
much going on, Nikarth, that in all the hustle and bustle, you didn't grab anything. So whatever you've got in your equipment and stuff is all you've got.
I never actually write down how much I
Right?
have. I assume I drink it all.
Yep, you got nothing for this trip at least until you can restock somewhere.
Gareth's
I
gonna
mean,
get the
you do
shakes.
have an alchemy jug
I'm not that bad. Oh, that's true. I can just get beer out of that.
and wine.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna get white girl wasted.
You
I mean,
can say
how much
rosé.
I can create like
That's not White Claws, dude.
Oh, sorry, I'm a few years old.
Guess Nikarth's changing his name to Chad.
yeah, you guys can make an entire gallon of wine per day. So I mean,
Jeez.
I'll be fine.
What What are we doing in the art business?
It's probably shitty box wine. But
yeah,
it's fine.
it's definitely not the best thing ever, but it is wine.
It'll do.
All right. So the evening progresses. I assume somebody breaks out the alchemy jug, and you guys get to that. Leroy, are you keeping watch, or is somebody else going to stay up with you, or what's the deal with watch?
I'll keep watch, and if I can guide myself on this, I will guide myself on this.
You can guide yourself on the first one, because you
Alright,
won't be able to
cool,
cast it again during your
cool.
motionless state for the other two.
Oh, that makes sense. Perception. Man, I wish I had more perception. Alright. Normal roll, and...
I mean, my shield doesn't require attunement, does it? I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't it?
So I could probably just hand Leroy the shield during the night. I really don't think it does, because...
All you have to do is hold it. Yeah, it does
hold
not
a
require
shield.
attunement.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I could pass it off to you for the nights if you want a passive of 18.
Advantage on perception as well.
And advantage on perception, yeah.
So you could re-roll
Sure,
it.
yeah.
Alright. So we'll say for now I pass the shield off to Leroy at night so he can do the watch.
The nightly just
Alright.
ritual.
Yeah.
So this is the second one for the first one. Alright, so it's 24, so a little higher. Second one, which I can roll at just advantage. Ding.
Alrighty.
Right. And third one. Okay.
Alright. As the night progresses, Leroy, and your teammates gently swing in the breeze on their hammocks. To the very peaceful out here, and the grass is just gently blowing. It's fortunately a pretty wide open area, and you have pretty good sight of the whole area with your perfect dark vision for a very long range. And especially with the Sentinel shield that Dross gave you, you feel more awake than ever and more vigilant, as if it's a 5-hour energy shot just injecting into your arm constantly. This is what it is.
Because if Leroy needed anything else...
It's more wokeness. Yeah.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
So
less of an instinct towards
Yes.
sleep.
And the night does get very chilly. Enough that some of you start to get pretty uncomfortable in the night, but Leroy's able to bear it since he's made of metal. But you gather it might be a good idea to make a slightly bigger campfire in future nights. Just a small note. As it is starting to get winter.
And warmer clothes when we reach
Yes,
Fairhaven.
but for now, it's not so cold that just a warmer fire at night won't hurt. But the night progresses without issue, and as you awake with the sun fairly late to rise this time of year, you all have a new day before you on the open plains of Ondair. And that's where we will end tonight's session.